Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Episode 3 of Invincible just aired on Amazon Prime. I think this is the first time I'm gonna complain about this show. It's just one complaint, and it's minor, but the first time. In this episode, we got the backstory of Alan, which is fantastic. I just wish it wasn't a slideshow. I hate when shows do that, when they're ever like telling a backstory or someone's retelling something, they just do it as a slideshow instead of animating it. I mean, it's Amazon. They have so much money. They can definitely afford to animate this. Why don't they? I just hate when they do slideshows like that. That's just about the only thing I didn't like.
Well, it's no secret that I am not a fan of the comics. I didn't even know it was a comic, and I'm trying to be as open-minded about it as possible. But I was bored to death with this episode. There are two things from this episode that I like, and first I'm going to give you guys what I don't like. It started off really slow. Yeah, we got the backstory of Alan, which I thought was fine. I didn't mind the slideshow so much. We have four characters having sex.
Yeah, that
Which
was a little
normally is not
unnecessary.
it's not a big deal, because it doesn't even show it. But it's just like we circle back to them and they're still banging, and you're like, normally that wouldn't be a big thing, but it's just like, come on, dude, progress the story along. Like, let's fucking go out there and let's do some stuff.
Yeah, that's
What
that's
I
that's
did
that's
like, there's a
understandable.
particular character that gets his ass ripped apart. I thought that was gruesome, and at
They
the
did a great
it's not
job
that
with
I'm
the effects. I mean, not the
yeah.
effects, just like the way
Just
they
with the way
did it
they
with like
did
the
it, the way they handled
soundtrack,
it.
the visual effects. It was well done. Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, Edwards just wants to see blood and guts. It's not necessarily that. It's just that I had been bored for about 20 minutes at that point, and like nothing significant had happened. And so that happens. I'm like, oh shit, okay, well, it's kind of like when you're falling asleep while you're driving, you're like, what the fuck? Like that happened. And then like at the end, they just went in a way that perhaps, Griffin and other fans that are really into it, they maybe knew it was coming. I had no idea that shit was gonna happen. So I like that little dynamic with like the little alien towards the end. And so when he got there, I was like, wait a minute, there's something shady happening. But I never in a million fucking years thought it was gonna be what happened at the end. So that
Yeah.
I was excited for that. That did grip me because I never saw it coming. Um, but you know, up until those 2 points, I just was bored.
Yeah, I do think with this show, they are doing a lot more world building, whereas in the comics, they still had the world building, but it was all Mark's story, and then they had a separate graphic novel that came out more recently. That was more just building upon the universe. And so I do see what Edward's saying, how that can take away a little bit from a story. And while a lot of these scenes are still in the comics, you do have the chance to change things to make it more streamlined for the TV going audience, because you do have an hour-long episode, and I can see how they're not like the first. It was 22 minutes, didn't really move the story along too much. It did get us some background and some things going on in the greater world, but those are things that easily would have been found out later just through Mark's story. So I,
You
I
know,
do I do get what Edward's saying with that.
and for me, like maybe all of this when we're done with the second season, maybe all of this is going to make sense. Maybe I'm going to say, "Oh shit, well now I understand why."
I think it's
And
going to.
and I totally get it. But for now, it's just I was like, why do, like
Yeah.
I
Well,
get it.
I guess my
The,
question is for you and for anyone who wants to chime in the comments, because I know for you, you didn't watch season one week by week. You watched it pretty close to a few episodes a day or more together all at once. So for those episodes in season one, like the Mars episode and then back on Earth, did you find like the Mars episode to be a bit out of place?
in retrospect, now seeing this, there was some stuff that was kind of a slow burn for me that I didn't really. But again, I don't know if that's more because I've never read the comic and I don't really understand the world.
Well, yeah,
And
it's just
once
more
this,
so if what you thought about that, if looking back, you did enjoy those pieces rather than even looking back upon it. You still
A
don't
little
enjoy
bit,
it.
yeah, a little bit, which is why I made the comment that I just
Yeah.
made, that maybe when it's all over and I just see the you know uh greatness of it all like together, then I'll be like, oh, okay, well now this makes sense. I gotta say though, the first season was much more, well, at least for me, it was much more. Um, it just it went, as opposed to this one. But maybe it's because this one is being broken up, as you said before, and we're getting a break,
Yeah.
which also kind of sucks for me because I
It really does
it's
suck.
gonna take me longer for me to like understand it. But we'll see. It's not my intention to rip on it. I just want to be honest with you guys.
Oh
And
yeah,
that
no,
just
like
those first 20 minutes, I was like, I
yeah,
get it. College, his gay friend, he's explaining to him like the suck on the door, which would that did make me laugh. Him getting rid of his action figures and then saying, "Oh, fuck that, I'm holding on to one of those," because
I
that's
love
something I
that.
would. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. His mom going through like, I think anybody that would have gone through this kind of shit would be in her same situation.
Yeah.
But I just want to see a little bit more action. I'm used to a little bit more fast paced and explanation. I am excited, having finished this episode, to see where they're gonna go with it.
Yeah, I am curious to see how their viewership numbers are. I do know that for the season premiere, it tripled the numbers from season one, but I am wondering if perhaps them releasing it all at once so viewers can get that full story week by week and not have their viewership go down when they do have these slower moments, or at least moments where you need to a few more episodes or take a step back. Perhaps maybe releasing all of these episodes at once may be a good thing in the future that they want to consider. And that's what they can do on streaming. I mean, it's a streaming service. All these episodes are done. They've done it before. Maybe it's something they want to look into if they start
I
losing
mean,
fans.
I certainly understand the reason behind, week by week, because it gives you more, it keeps
Oh
them
yeah.
coming back. But I don't know, man. It's weird. There's certain things that I like, just released all at once, and then there's
Mhm.
other things that I don't mind coming back week by week.
Do you think this is one you would enjoy more releasing all at once?
I think so, because then
Yeah.
that way, like if one episode sucks balls or I'm bored by it, I could just maybe be wowed by the next one, as opposed to now I have to wait a whole fucking week.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here wondering like shit.
Yeah,
But
I
then
did.
there's also the whole point like where I'm like really into the show and I can just burn through it and then be like, well, fuck, now I have to wait a whole year.
Yeah, I guess that's just kind of just the trade-off with streaming shows nowadays. I know it's not really something we can control, but I mean, we'll see what happens with season three and what happens what continues on with this show. Yeah. Those are our thoughts about Invincible episode three. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, whether you liked it, whether you didn't. If you feel like with Edwards, perhaps just a little bit slow, or if you're new to the show, let us know what you guys think about this. And leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to update our current videos. We'll see you guys next time for Hunger Games: A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
I'm watching that shit tonight at 10, and Griff told me it's like almost 3 hours.
Yeah, it's two
I've
hours
never,
40.
I want to, well, I've never liked a single Hunger Games movie. This is a prequel, I heard. So
Yeah,
we'll
it's a
see. Maybe
prequel.
this should have turned it around for me. It's got Viola Davis.